the ocean community doesn't have a pipeline to support people through their entire career. We've got lots of things to bring people in early, like you get Earth Echo,
Yep.
or Sustainable Ocean Alliance and Heirs to Our Ocean. Like there's a lot of things for a junior person to do for a year or two, and you go in and you get that when you're 22, 23, 24. But what happens when you're 29? Like what's that next step, and how do I keep you in the movement? Because like when you're in your late 20s and you're early 30s, like you're gonna learn a lot of lessons then. So like, how do we bridge you from junior person to senior person? And just there's not a lot of money to go around. There's a lot of money in other ocean spaces. There's a lot of money for sustainable fishing. There's a lot of money for blue economy. But for these marine protected area issues, these conservation issues, the priority is always very low and there's always less money.
I would love to see that. I think that's a really great point. And I don't know how it's done. I really don't know how it's done. If that's done at like a community level, where it's like, if you see someone who's willing to stand up, does the community back it financially, or does was it the region or county or however? How would you propose, either of you propose that to be done?
I was a beneficiary of that, to be honest. And so back when I was living on the island, the Nature Conservancy had this thing called Micronesians and Island Conservation. And TNC was led by Bill Rayner, who passed away several years ago. But Bill was a mentor to a dozen of us, of the Micronesian conservation leaders. And TNC created learning spaces for us where we could learn from one another, advance our career, and gain skills. So it's not that nobody is doing this,
right?
There are. I love the SACNIS conference, the Society for the Advancement of Chicanos and Native Americans in Science. If you are under 30 and you are a person of color, get your butt to SACNIS, because it'll be one of the most fulfilling conferences that you'll ever see. Again, it can be a little bit expensive, right? So I admit that. I find that IMCC is also one of the better spaces for helping early career folks sort of learn skills to keep them in the space and feel wanted and needed. So it's not that none of this is happening. But when the millions and the billions are discussed, a lot of times the people themselves are left